I'm Tim Ventura, and we're joined today by Malak Trabelsi Loeb, a Dubai-based visionary entrepreneur and accomplished legal consultant. As the CEO of Trabelsi Loeb Legal Consultant and Managing Director of Vernewell Management Consultancies, Ms. Loeb has established herself as a sought-after expert in international business law and focuses on space law, tech law, national security law, and more. Additionally, she leads the newly launched Vernewell Academy, solidifying her position as a trailblazer. Her exceptional knowledge has earned her recognition as an international thought leader, a sought-after speaker at conferences, and has delivered workshops and keynotes as a space subject matter expert for various organizations such as the NATO Strategic Direction South Hub in Italy, the Royal Aeronautical Society in UAE, and the Microelectronics and Nanotechnology Research Center of Sousse in Tunisia. So Malak, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we're going to be talking about your new quantum computing project. But before that, I want to start out with a little bit of background information just to kind of introduce people to your organization and what brought you to quantum computing. So this is a project of the Vernewell Management Consultancy, right? So let me start out by asking if you can tell me a little bit about the organization.
Thank you so much for this amazing introduction, and thank you for having me to your show, and thank you for what you're doing to the community of technology and science. Actually, Vernewell Management Consultancies is pioneer in delivering innovative solutions for complex business challenges in the space and deep tech sectors. And later I will say why space and deep tech, because actually when I founded Vernewell Management Consultancies, it was only dedicated to space. And we'll come to the deep tech main cause why it's there and making the interconnection between both. By fusing strategic complex business challenges in the space and deep tech sectors, we brought the strategic thinking, technical expertise, and data-driven insights. So the firm is making a kind of revolution in the MENA region, the way making the revolution the way businesses approach and solve problems. With a track record of delivering tangible outcomes of world-class for world-class stakeholders. And here I am sitting right next to me is the state-of-the-art NMR computer, which is 2 qubits, and it's a SpinQ, and we will go into that. So this is one of the product of long-term work and dedication to the cause of bringing deep tech to other sectors, going by, of course, with the stress and highlighting the space sector within our advisory. So the main point is at the core of the firm's approach is a commitment to sustainability and ESG principles. It's very, very important for me because they're where all started. So the firm strives to not only drive business success, but also promote and uphold responsible and sustainable practices in the industry. And actually, it's one of the layering causes and the drive to make Vernewell Management Consultancy, because actually from the beginning, I practiced law, as you said, and a very particular verticals that I touch upon or I dive into, starting from space insurance, international business law activities or transactions with implication on national interest. So the other business element is very, very important for me, because at the core of what I do are the ESG principles and sustainability. And if you are checking our board of directors, we have amazing experts who are specialized in the sustainability and how to integrate technologies into the business activities in order to drive sustainability. So it all fueled by my passion for space sustainability that all started with my legal background in international business law and my work on space insurance contracts and seeing the issue of space sustainability. So bringing the innovation at the forefront of everything, but also responsible behavior and deep tech, which is very important. And we see today that emergent disruptive technologies are the future. If used responsibly, we will be making the quantum leap, as I say, to the cosmos.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, and so for the audience, I guess, you and I have been connected on LinkedIn for several years now. And one of the things that I love about your work is that you are out there pushing forward in so many different directions, And so one of the things that I see on LinkedIn is everyone has their own little silo or their own little area of specialization, myself included, right? And they tend to stay within that, and in your case you're just like, I want it all, we'll make it work, and you're pushing forward and you're making it work. That's the incredible thing. So that's why it's such a tremendous honor to be able to interview you. But what I wanted to ask was, you started out with, as you mentioned, space law and then space insurance, and you've kind of expanded from there. You're getting into deep tech. Again, today we're going to be talking about quantum computing. How is it that you're kind of building and growing this organization? How has that vision progressed, I guess?
Actually, it's, first of all, being, at the end of the day, an entrepreneur is, how entrepreneurs want to change the world and do things and make, the business works. And you have a lot of people, they're like, you're not going to make it. Actually, when I started publicizing quantum technologies, before even we see the tremendous achievements and the money injected by, venture capitalists and by the governments into quantum technologies, quantum computing. Actually, when I started, I was laughed at, and it was sometimes back. I have records when I started on social media publicizing with the flag saying that this technology is gonna make a revolution, but actually there are a lot of risks related to it. And today we see how nation states or countries are competing in order to make or to achieve a competitive advantage. And I talked about this with the implication of quantum technologies on the national interest. And very, very important that to say, before even I dive into how I'm making progress, actually with a lot of work and being inside now, if I step aside and look at what I've done and how I came along and how I see the quantum phenomena right next to me, it's unbelievable. Actually, I couldn't believe it when I was working toward achieving the distribution or this milestone that we achieved. I couldn't believe it. Actually, when I saw the computer, until it was in my office and it was coming out, it's like I couldn't believe to touch and feel. And when I say feel, is like look at the quantum computing in front of me. So how I've been doing it, actually, it's like, swimming against the tide and going toward places I worked for very hard, but I never believed it's going to be there. Why from the beginning? It's like this technology is coming to, and it's going to change our lives. Actually, some people still they have a lot of, there's a hype around it. There are people are not believing that we'll achieve a lot, but today we see in business applications and use cases using quantum computing. Of course, I'm not going to speak about this purely for education. I'm talking about, the quantum computing, which are achieving milestones, and they are either superconducting or other quantum computing and using other technologies. And we see that it's there. So the main point is where this is going for me is the sky is not the limit, as space is not the limit. They told me you are moving away from space, entering into ecosystem. I said, actually, this technology is touching every single sector, and every single vertical is going to change everything, because actually this is the point, is to bring the power of deep tech, or dark, which I call, and people know by now, dark technologies are the combination of distributed ledgers technologies, artificial intelligence, extended reality, and quantum computing. So bringing all these together into space sector is going to achieve unbelievable results. So this is what we are pushing forward in order to publicize, in order to help businesses achieve their competitive advantage and move toward what we also, some people are skeptical about it, what is the post-digitalization, which is the combination of these technologies to move forward into a different experience.
Yeah. Well, and so you'd mentioned that people have been hovering around this quantum computer. So we should probably get into that. This is the first time that I've seen a quantum computer in the real world, to be honest. I've been reading about them for 20 years, and it's always been someday we'll have quantum computing. Well, someday is now. So you have a quantum computer sitting next to you on the desk. Now, I should mention that this is only a 2-qubit quantum computer. So this is a very low power device, right? It's mostly for training and education purposes, but it's real, it's there. And as you mentioned, people have been getting really excited. They've been coming into your office and looking at it all day. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
So actually, as you said, this one is NMR computer, quantum computer, and I will tell you exactly some of the main specifications of this computer. So it's a touch system that provides a comprehensive quantum computing education and demonstration solutions. Here, for example, it's a touch screen, and you have different options that we can push. For example, here are the quantum courses. I don't know if you can see it here if I press on it. And you have the lectures, so you have different modules, you have different chapters, and it goes to, for example, here it comes, or it started from the basic course of this. My son, he already finished this one, and actually he's moving forward to the higher stages. But actually, it's very nicely explained, and I don't want to burn, the the stages. Maybe next time we can make a demo which is more appropriate, delivered by one of our experts and team member than myself, because what I say always, I never ever claim I am a quantum computing expert, or I am a certain technology expert. It needs a lot of years and a lot of experience and practice in order to say it. I am a person who, and I say it always in conferences when I start either speaking about cybersecurity, race and awareness, or speaking about space technologies, or speaking about my area of practice and study is law and economics. And from there, I got into the space insurance, which is something that it guided me deep into the risks related to satellite and other space assets that we are looking after in order to work on the space insurance. And of course, I work on the legal part of the space insurance and the things that it's related to that. So going back to the quantum computing, so for me, we can have a demo done or made by one of our experts in order to go through and show you how to play with qubits. Actually, when I say play with the qubits, I have some of the team members, they say, actually don't say play with the qubits, because we say it always in the quantum community, but he said don't say like that, because actually you undermine the computer. It's not a game, it's not a toy, of course, but it's something very important. So here I will show you something and we'll stop there. So here, you see here you have the 2-qubit work, and here you can, but it's locked right now because someone is working on this. So like I said, I will be very happy to invite one of my experts next time and go through the demo for this machine. So this machine is for education, and it's, like I said, it's 2 qubits. It supports users experience customized quantum circuits. So this one is the NMR Gemini Mini, because we have the Gemini desktop, which is different. This one, it supports the touch screen. It's easy to use, and it's portable. I can lift it by myself. It looks a little bit like what we say. It's funny because it reminds us the first time we've seen the phone, the mobile phone, how they were a little bit bigger and everything. But I'm sure once we move forward, it will be smaller. It will be more practical and everything.
Yeah, and so if I could jump in, and this comes out of a press release that you launched, but this came out of exclusive distribution rights for SpinQ NMR based quantum computers. And again, 2 qubits, from what I understand, it could take hundreds to potentially thousands, potentially millions, depending on how they end up, basically doing error correction and things like that, to do, to reach true quantum supremacy where you use this on a day-to-day basis. But 2 qubits is enough to demonstrate the technology. So you have a real quantum computer. And for me, that's very exciting. As you mentioned, mobile phones, right? I think we all remember back, in the 1980s, a mobile phone was like a big brick that sat between the seats in a car, and you had to pick up a handset with a cord, and now today we have like the iPhone, which is a tiny little device. So quantum computing is expected to move forward exactly like that. So if it's okay to ask, how does this tie back into the space sector, and how is Vernewell tied into the space sector?
Let me first, if you don't mind, I introduce SpinQ because you talked about. So SpinQ is a company that provides, it's the first company commercializing quantum computing, and these ones are dedicated to education. So like you said, they are good for demonstration. They're not here to crack codes or anything. It's bringing the excitement to the students with a very friendly user experience, and with the touch screen and embedded courses. So going back to SpinQ, what the company has extensive business coverage from practical superconducting quantum computer, because actually they released their 20 qubits to the desktop NMR quantum computers. Also, they are having all their software and operating systems, cloud platform to empower, and software to empower research in the area of scientific research. So I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the other, dedicated quantum computing. So also they published some or shared some news that they are working on artificial intelligence and many other frontier technologies, and touching upon the financial technologies and so on. So their mission is to bring quantum computing to life. So and what they view very well, they view us as a valuable company to co-develop quantum education and research in the MENA region. So today we enter with the education. So hopefully with the further, and we go forward, the collaboration, hopefully it will grow and will be a quantum leap to go forward in the quantum development. And now to the space sector. What do we see in quantum computing for the space sector? If we look at optimization, okay, and we look at the artificial intelligence, AI, how with the machine learning and all what is related to data and optimization of space mission, quantum computing is the key. It's a key technology to achieve milestones that it would take years to achieve using even a supercomputer. So this is the most important part. Of course, again, we have our consultants and we have our advisors who are custom tailoring different solution and making the strategy needed to be quantum ready. And what we say, are you quantum ready? What is your strategy toward the next quantum leap in order to protect your data? Because right now, what these hackers or the rogue actors, what they do, they go by, hack now, and discover later, so that's what they are doing.
Yeah. And if I could jump in what you're talking about there, I just read an article about this. There's actually a phrase, and it's slipping my tongue, but yeah, it was like they steal the data now and they decrypt it later. And so that gives them time to work through even complex decryptions, right? And yeah, that is definitely a concern. And quantum computing hopefully will help with that. And then the other thing that I understand is quantum computing is pushing the entire industry towards basically resistant algorithms also. And so that's an area that things are moving forward towards. So I think encryption as a rule is going to be getting a lot stronger for the next few years, both in terms of probably length and definitely in terms of algorithm type.
100%. It's and that's why more and more regulations or policies that we see today is to move toward the quantum safe. Some people, they say post-quantum cryptography. Yes, exactly. Some others, they don't like the word post-quantum. Is like bringing the apocalypse with it. But at the end of the day, if the very powerful quantum computing able to crack the encryptions and go through all these data that it is encrypted and stolen, it's a problem. And we see how cybersecurity issues that we have today. What is this? The most concerning part is to have this technology in the hand of rogue state or in the hand of those syndicates who are the cyber criminal syndicates. So those are the things that I've been since some time now, before even all this happening, is what is the worst case scenario that can happen with a technology that it is much more advanced that we have today, that can be bring down all our arms. Is like we have already protections. If those protections are taken down through this kind of technologies, what is going to happen? What is the next war? Is it going to be war, or is going to be really kind of really supremacy? Who's going to be first? Is going what's going to happen? This is the type of things. It's very important. And what I said before, there's one thing is very important. As much as the technology is the capacity building, is the issue that today the technology is still baby, is still nascent, and actually we need to make the maximum of our human capital in order to achieve the skills of the future and to be ready. Because actually, if a nation has even the money to invest and bring experts from outside, actually they need to invest in their national capabilities and capacity in order to build those workforce of the future, which is very important. And that's why Vernewell Academy was formed.
Well, actually, that brings me exactly to my next question, which was about Vernewell Academy. So again, just to kind of move people through things, your primary silo has been space law, technology law, things along those lines. You have Vernewell Management Consultancies, which is doing consulting work, helping startups, working basically helping companies in the space and tech sector. And then Vernewell Academy is an educational part of this. And again, from reading through the website, it looks like you're looking at something that can go all the way from children, like grade school age, up to college or even corporate graduate level, things along those lines. Can you tell me a little bit about Vernewell Academy and how the quantum computers fit into that training model, I guess?
Sure, sure, sure. So actually, I will make the link between, because I talked about Vernewell Management Consultancy, and now we're talking about Vernewell Academy, and actually it's a new baby, and it's the baby of the main company, which is Vernewell Management Consultancies. So going back to the reason behind making or founding Vernewell Management Consultancies, actually I've been spreading awareness and encouraging stakeholders to make sustainability as priority, to highlight the ethical use of technologies, or the use of technology ethically. So that's how Vernewell Management Consultancies came. Of course, also I've seen through my legal expertise and dealing with startup, experts and founders and so on, who are coming to me for legal, help or assistance. And from there, I've seen that there is something that they can bring to the table, which is the business, governance, consultancies, and also the anchoring sustainability in the business practice. And that was very, very important. And anchoring sustainability cannot be happening without innovation. So then something was missing there, because actually I advised, and my team also, whatever. So there is a problem with continuous learning. There is a gap for the missing element in capacity building and preparing the future leaders who will be leading the newly the EDTs, or emerging disruptive technologies. So here came Vernewell Academy. I'm not a person who likes to have many companies and working too hard and long hours and so on. I do that, but actually it wasn't the purpose wasn't to have different companies. And the thing is to bring a complementary, interrelated solutions in order to create a cohesive ecosystem. So the democratization of STEM education in the Middle East and North Africa was crucial for me. It was very, very important. And why North Africa? Because originally I'm Belgian, but originally I'm Tunisian. So it's very important for me to help the area in general, the MENA region, with the mission to ignite creativity and drive the technological progress by empowering the individuals and organizations with the necessary skills, knowledge, and resources that are needed to shape the future. It's very, very important, because we see the other countries, developed countries, their youth is empowered. In some other, and of course in UAE, it's unbelievable how youth have the support. In some other countries in the MENA region, it's not the same case. And I wanted to bring an added value to different youth, to feel they are appreciated, to bring the enthusiasm and to bring the momentum by bringing quantum computing, for example. And here I'm looking forward to offer to specific associations or specific universities, and I'm studying which ones will be having donation quantum computing, and I will start it, and I will have an announcement in the near future.
Well, and let me touch on the Middle East, because you're located in Dubai. And so one of the things I wanted to ask about was, it seems like that might be advantageous, especially right now. There are so many international tensions in the world. And so when I was going through and writing interview questions, I thought, Dubai seems like it's a very good middle ground, I guess, right? It's a relatively neutral country. It's an international business hub. It's in between the East and the West. There are a lot of advantages to being there. And I'm sure from a legal basis for your legal work, there are tremendous advantages, but also from a management consultancy and an education perspective as well. Do you think that that is a big factor in helping promote what you're doing with Vernewell?
For sure. Actually, there is one important thing. When you have international business person who wants to do business, they make what we call forum shopping. It's like they shop around which is the ecosystem or that gives the maximum of facility in terms of legal, lesser restrictions, welcoming regulations, and of course, political stability. Very, very important. And actually, political stability is very, very important factor, because what can be the worst when there is unstable ecosystem or unstable government? Actually, the problem or the risks are higher for the investors, or whether it's FDI, foreign direct investor, or an investor who wants to set his company here and or in a given economy. So there are checklists that we do and we help with. Is one of them is the political stabilities, the regulation, the ease, the barrier to entries is less. There is no expropriation in a way or another, and so on. So this is very, very important. And actually, since I started living in UAE in 2005, okay, and I've seen the tremendous change and the amazing reduction and removal of barriers toward, international businessmen, businesswomen, and also foreign direct investors with the ease of the laws and so on. Some people, they still are not aware. Some people, they think that they need to be 50% like to have a majority local person, but it's not true. The laws have changed tremendously, and actually it's unbelievably like comparing to other countries and other economies, is one of the most appealing economy to do business, especially with the tension that is going on between the different countries. It's a place where people they seek a place to do business, and it is the most appealing from business perspective and from living perspective, because also if we see the data and what is the how attractive living in UAE, you can see the data. It's speaking for itself.
Absolutely. Well, Malak, on that note, let me thank you so much for your time today. And let me close by asking, because we're talking about some really big ideas here, right? And again, you have space law, space insurance, management consulting work, you work with startups, you work with established companies, you also have an educational aspect of that, and now you're in quantum computing as well. How can people who want to learn more or get involved, how can they get in touch with you, and who should be getting in touch with you? I guess that's the next question.
Thank you so much, and sorry about the sound. I am in the office. It's 8:30, and someone is doing something in his office, and there is construction going on. I'm so sorry about the noise. And actually, I'm available. They can reach me at on LinkedIn, Malak Trabelsi Loeb, and also different websites. It's www.vernewell.com or vernewellacademy.com, and I am happy to read comments, and to have also, there is a form that people can fill in the websites, and it will be deviated to my team. And actually, if there is something that I can do personally to help and assist, I would be happy to do that, whether in the legal field or business field or the technology field, through my experts.
Wonderful. And I will put links in the show notes for all of this as well. So, Malak, thank you again so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, and pleasure to be here. And thank you one more time for inviting me.